Hey everybody, Doug8798 here. Got a rare review for you here. This time I'm reviewing Commando. Didn't expect to review this movie anytime soon because the account that originally had this movie uploaded was killed when YouTube merged with Google, and of course the film was removed from YouTube. But I just recently found the film uploaded here to YouTube, and after watching for the second time, I must say this movie is awesome. Saw this movie for the first time 4 years ago, and I still enjoy it today. I'm gonna watch it again when this review is over. But this is one of my all-time favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I think Commando, the 1985 film, is one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's best movies, alongside The Predator. The Predator. What's another film called again? Oh yeah, the Terminator franchise, and of course Batman, and of course I also love Schwarzenegger as Freeze in Batman and Robin. But this right here was an awesome action film. Strong writing for an action film. Yeah, this film had a pretty damn good script. Awesome action, stunt work, which is what I came for, and Schwarzenegger just being awesome and a badass. And I loved Schwarzenegger's character in this film. This film, of course, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the main protagonist, John Matrix, Alison Milano as Jenny, Jenny Matrix, his John Matrix's daughter. The Duke as one of the minor antagonists, Kook. David Patrick Kelly as one of the henchmen, Sully Ray Dong Chung, the stereotypical love interest, and of course Vernon Wells as the main antagonist of the Bennett of the film. The film follows John Matrix, who of course is a retired is a retired Delta Force operative living on a private island with his daughter Jenny. One day his I think his lieutenant or colonel, I think his name is Franklin Kirby, comes out of nowhere and tells him that all the members from his Delta Force team have been killed with the exception of Bennett. And Bennett, of course, has taken his daughter hostage after being fired from the Delta Force for, I think, reckless behavior or something like that. He took John Matrix's daughter hostage, and of course, John Matrix, if he ever wants to see his daughter again, he has to assassinate several people for the South American, from a South American dictator, I think named Arius, something like that. After defeating the first bad guy by leaving him asleep on the plane, he later tracks down Sully to find the information on the whereabouts of his daughter, and here he meets Cindy, who Sully was of course stalking earlier. After killing Sully, the woman Cindy originally hates him for destroying her car and nearly getting her arrested. But after she sees his determination to find his daughter at all costs, she aids him on his mission to rescue his daughter. And of course, the movie just keeps going from there. Like I said, an awesome story. This movie was very funny and very humorous in one scene. Of course, in one scene out of nowhere, I would usually hate people who do this, but it was just so ridiculous and funny. And when he meets the woman Cindy, he tells woman to stop, and he tears the seat out the car and puts it in the what's his name so he can get in the car and hide. Then, of course, after doing several other bad things and over the top things in the film, years later, when he's driving Cindy's car and is on the run from the police, or I think trying to find his daughter. He asks Cindy eventually asks him, after asking him several questions, asks him, are you finally going to tell me what's going on? And he's like, no. After all the bad stuff that happened, Cindy asks him, are you finally going to tell me what's going on? He says no. That was just hilarious. Then when John Matrix and Duke are fighting in an awesome hotel fight. Cindy says, I don't. She said in an awkward voice, I don't have time for this macho bullshit. It was just hilarious. And then of course there was another Then during that same fight scene when she sees both of them just really going at it, wrestling and fighting, she says, wow, both of you guys eat the red meat. Out of all the lines she could have picked to say that, she makes a comment on them eating red meat to describe their strength and endurance. Then of course the famous scene when he kills Sully. Earlier in the film he said, I'm gonna kill you last. Then he says Sully, when he's holding him on the cliff, he says, Sully, do you remember what I said? He said, yeah, you're gonna kill me last. He says, I know, I lied. And then he let go of him and he fell. That was funny. There was several other funny and over the top moments like that in the film. Then of course the fighting and stunt work was good. The fighting and stunt work was good. I love the hotel fight with Duke, with Kook portrayed by Duke, and Schwarzenegger of course portraying John Matrix in the hotel room. That was an awesome fight. And of course I love the whole chase scene with Schwarzenegger trying to find Sully, where in one scene he actually swings across the lobby or the mall like Tarzan, and of course you got the final battle where he gets dressed up in the army gear, gets suits up, gets the weapons and stuff, and starts just blowing crap up. Awesome gunfights here. Then the awesome final confrontation with Schwarzenegger and with Schwarzenegger or Matrix and Bennett. This was an awesome fight right here. And Schwarzenegger eventually defeats Bennett after a long battle and rescues his daughter. And then of course Franklin Kirby at the end says, all right, Matrix, till next time. And then both Matrix and his daughter give him a very sarcastic look and says, there's not going to be a next time, and leave on an escape ship with Cindy. And the movie ends there with an awesome rock scene. Like I said, awesome film. I love this film. This film's like a mashup between Rambo, the Street Fighter live action film starring Van Damme, Universal Soldier, and what's that other film called again? Oh yeah, and G.I. Joe. And series G.I. Joe. Speaking of the Street Fighter film, that was also another reason for tuning into this film, along with Schwarzenegger and the other actors being in the film. Another reason that I tuned into this film was because, of course, the Street Fighter film, Steven N. Souza, the guy who directed the Street Fighter film, was the screenwriter for this film, and the script was pretty good. Was pretty damn good. And finally, since I talked so much about the oh yeah, now I gotta talk about the cast. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as always, was awesome. He was a very relatable, cool, funny protagonist in this film. Ray Dong Chung, Cindy, she was awesome. She had a lot of witty and hilarious, over-the-top dialogue. Vernon Wells, he was an awesome bad guy here as Bennett, as he was in Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, as Wes, the henchman of the Lord Humongous. Allison Milano was awesome as Jenny Matrix, the daughter. I love the chemistry between her and Schwarzenegger. Duke was awesome as Cook, one of the henchmen, and Sully was, and David Patrick Kelly was awesome as Sully. The only problem I have is that in real life, David Patrick Kelly is a karate expert, and it would have been cool if he could have filmed a fight scene with Schwarzenegger. It's probably the only problem I have. I think his skills are kind of wasted, but yeah. Then of course you have well, that's all the actors I remember. I don't remember the South American dictator name, or the guy who played Kirby, but that was good. Like I said, this film had everything. In my opinion, this is what film should be. Instead of this or wannabe deep philosophical and pretentious garbage we get today, my opinion, just a cool, over the top, dumb, goofy action film with some good stunt work, and action, and a pretty damn good script, and some decent acting. Not this pretentious, wannabe philosophical crap we get today, or this juvenile garbage we get today. This is what I want to see more in films. And speaking of this, of course, they're remaking this film, and they have Sam Warrington, the guy from Clash of the Titans remake, as the main protagonist of this film. I'll be really interested in seeing this film, and I hope it's good. Sam Warrington, I didn't like Clash of the Titans 2010, but he was pretty damn good in that film. I didn't watch it. Well, actually, I didn't watch it, so I can't say much. But it didn't look good from here. But he, on the other hand, in that film, Sam Warrington, he looked pretty good, and I think he can pull off a good John Matrix in this film. When more information on the new Commando movie comes out, I'll give more. I'll do another video talking about it. Well, this was my review of Commando. Dog out.